Hi, everyone. Welcome to our virtual symposium. This is D.E.K.T Innovations. I'm Talijah.
I'm Dina.
I'm Karrie.
And I'm Emily. To introduce our clients, we have been working with Elizabeth Anderson, the CEO, as well as JC Kelly, the COO of OneJax. We have been meeting with both of them for the past year or so to understand their user requirements and also user needs. As for our mentors for the past year, we have been working with Gregory and also Michael Hoffman. And to give a little background about OneJax themselves, they are a nonprofit organization that focuses on promoting civility, respect, and understanding diverse faiths, races, and backgrounds. They hold many programs and initiatives to build a more inclusive community where all people with different backgrounds can thrive.
OneJack's problem was that they relied solely on Excel spreadsheets to document and present their progress. This met their bare minimum requirements. It lacked the ability to showcase their progress or highlight their accomplishments. As a result, leaderships and stakeholders had limited visibility into performance trends, success, and areas for improvement. So the solution we built was to make a high impact data visualization and a tracking system dashboard that would be displayed to the public viewers and to potential stakeholders. The solution is to gather a list of desired metrics and events, and it would transform them into visually appealing dashboard to show OneJack's progress.
Our system's function requirements. We have a login feature which allows administrators and staff to have separate dashboards based on their roles. Administrators can manage staff members and track staff activity and events. Staff members will be able to view events assigned to them, create events, and track their own activity. We have the home dashboard filters, which public users and administrators can view data displayed on the home page using a filtering system that allows them to focus on specific goal metrics. We have data entry and data collection, where administrators can collect and enter data through structured forms for each goal metric. And we have event management. Administrators can create and manage events based on core strategies and associated goal metrics. Our system's non-functional requirements, performance. The dashboard will load OneJax's metrics, goals, and events within acceptable response time. Our security, administrative features will be accessible only to authorized users such as admin and staff, while public users will have read-only access to dashboard data. Usability, the interface will be intuitive, visually consistent, and easy to navigate for both the public and administrators. Reliability, the system shall reliably store and retrieve data, ensuring that all excuse me, excuse me, ensuring that all updates to metrics and events persist correctly in the database. Annual maintainability, the system will follow a structured and layered architecture that will allow future updates, additional fiscal years, and new metrics. And compatibility, the dashboard will function correctly across modern web browsers and desktop devices. The four main use cases we used were account management, events management, forms management, and dashboard management.
As for the solution architecture and design details overall, we went through the Agile Scrum process where we use iterative builds and developments. And throughout different sprints, we assign tasks and assignments while testing the development after each sprint. We also met up with the clients monthly so that we can gain their feedback and change anything as necessary. And then we also used the rational unified process where we used business modeling, conducted requirements analysis, designs, implementation, testing, and deployment.
For our architectures throughout the project, we use the MVC architecture. This organizes our system between three different sections. So we have our models, our views, and our controllers. We used this architecture because it was easier for us to keep our code cleaner, easier for us to manage it while coding, and it was just simpler when we were updating certain features within one of those sections. For our three-tier architecture, we use this so it's easy for interactions between the user, the client, and the database server. And once the user interacts through the client, they are able to store or retrieve data. For our design decisions, we used OneJax's brand guideline that they provided for us. This included a bunch of their decisions that they've used throughout their company, so logo variations, color palettes, fonts, etc. We used CSS and Bootstrap to make this happen. For the public dashboard, we made this the main attraction for public users or stakeholders, as mentioned previously. We made everything intuitive and also coordinated within the entire program to make sure that everything looks the same or is aligned with each other. For the private dashboards, these are only accessible to the administrators, and they are designed also in an intuitive way for them to be able to track all of their metrics and events, and everything is designed to go based off of their brand guideline.
And this is our database that contains all our tables. For example, for the metric management, it has the metric forms and some other stuff. And then we have event management that has event tables, program tables, and then account management that has tables such as activity log and staff tables.
So for our tech stack throughout this project, we just as I mentioned before, we used ASP.NET Core and we use C Sharp, CSS, and HTML as well as some JavaScript to code everything. We did this on VS Code and we also used GitHub to interact with each other's code, and then Azure for our cloud deployment and some Bootstrap for the actual design. Time for the demo.
This is our dashboard. We'll go to our login. This is our staff, and admin will be able to log in with the correct credentials. As admin, this would be their dashboard where they can view recent activity based on their data input and staff's input. If you click view all, you'll be able to track everything that admin has done and staff. If they want to be more specific, they can look at only event activities or they can look at data entry activity. Back on the dashboard, they'll also be able to manage and track all events, where they'll also be able to assign new events to staff members. And back on the dashboard, they're also able to manage staff members where they can create new staffs or edit and or delete an account.
So for the events, they're able to view any events that are already existing within the fiscal year or the goals. And if they can also create programs which are pretty set in stone within their company already, but if they ever have a new one, they can do that. Once they create one, they're able to view it beneath that. They can also filter by the specific program type. They're able to edit, delete, and archive these programs. Um, it's pretty simple. They're able to go to view events again from here and create an event where they can call one of these programs that they've made. And the only things that are necessary for them to input here are the event name, assigning that to a goal, and the event date. Those three are the only things that are recommended or needed to submit an event. Once they do that, they're able to do the same things, such as yeah, there we go. We got the error. We can edit, delete if you want to do a practice delete, and also archive this as well. And this is just a precautionary method just so they know that they're deleting that. They can go to archive where they're able to archive their programs and events and filter through those. If they do accidentally archive something, then they're able to restore it just in case. And yeah.
And then for the data entry tab, this is OneJack's four goals. And then there's a record history tab where you can edit and delete the entries. And then if you click the identity tab, and then click media placement as an example. This is where staff members can log in their data. And then if you was to do a negative number, the form will highlight and tell the staff member that they have to check that. And then if you click submit, a successful message will appear. And then let's say you go back and then you go to the record history and you want to edit that previous data entry, you can look it up by filtering it by record type or the date. And then this is where you can edit and delete. And then, and if you select the, yeah, and then that's where you can export all the data if you want to share it to anybody else.
As for the dashboard itself, so once you get to the home screen, this is what it's going to look like once the admin or staff user logs in. They will see the main dashboard, and then here it says all of the goals that it is that the company has, and then as well as the fiscal years that they can use. So if I do 2025 to 2026, that should show whatever records were entered for this specific fiscal year. So this is going to be the summary page. It shows you the percentages of how far they are depending on which goal, and then just a bunch of graphs and charts that can compare where the goals are to each other. At the bottom, it has a link to directly to their website, and then the overall progress for all 4 goals, as well as a button that will lead you to the events if needed. Okay. And then once you click onto this specific goal, it will show you different cards and graphs, tables, charts, just to represent the data that has been entered and just to show how far or how much progress they have been making with each metric specifically. So if I can just go through each of these goals to show you what they look like. Also, I want to mention that each little card has a button that allows you to click on it. Most of them say enter data, where once you click on it, it will bring you to the specific form that relates to that card. And then at the bottom of each card is each goal, I mean, is a section where you can see all the events as well that has been assigned to the goal. Either past events, current events, or future events. And if you click on them, it will also bring you to the page where you can view your events. Okay? And this is what they see once you're logged in, but if you are just a public viewer, it is mostly the same. They just cannot access any of the actual data. So there's not going to be any of the enter data buttons. They can just scroll through and check all the different graphs and charts that are within these goals.
Conclusion. The value added to the company, we provided them a powerful visualization tool for tracking metrics, a dashboard to display for stakeholders, and a tool to help organize their data. Our key learnings, we learned working with clients in the real world and adjusting to changes in user needs. We learned team building skills, technical skills such as full stack development, cloud deployment, AI implementations, and full project development cycle.
And to finalize our presentation, we just want to give a big thanks to OneJax. Elizabeth and JC have been very supportive and very helpful throughout this entire thing. They've been there for every meeting. They've been super excited about this, just as we have. And it's been really awesome working with them, so thank you. We also want to thank our mentors, Greg and Michael. They have been super helpful whenever we are stuck, whenever we need help. They're always there. Thank you for volunteering to help us at your free time. And we also want to thank Dr. Umapathy for this opportunity. This has been a huge learning experience for all of us, and it's just been amazing to work with everybody. And finally, thank you to all of us here, to our entire group. We are very happy to have worked with each other, and we are very grateful for everything. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.